Looks like we're live, guys.
Are we live? We're live. Hey, welcome back. Welcome to the show.
Hey guys.
What's up, Pod TV?
Hey everyone.
Bong hits, start off right.
Bong hits.
Oh, I didn't bring my bong.
I need a lighter.
I gotta grab my bong.
Bam. I don't hit this thing much.
Here. Yeah,
And that's right. It's time to grow, and this is, you're watching Opus Live, and this is the Pre-Prairie Cup warm-up introduction
Countdown
show. That's it, the Pre-Prairie
Launch.
Cup countdown launch.
That's right. The Prairie Medicinal Harvest Cup will be
It's coming up.
broadcasting live on Pod TV this weekend.
That's right.
Mick and I will both be there. We are hosting,
We're hosting it.
along with Mr. Matt Murnaugh. It's going to be a Pod
Cannabis
TV
champion
takeover
of the
the
universe.
prairies.
Matt Murnaugh from Toronto is coming out.
It's going to be fun.
Yeah.
I've never been to the prairies before.
Well, I was there for Pod TV last year at the Prairie Cup, and I had a great time. It's a whole lot of fun, for sure. Jeff's really done some good work out there.
And look who we have on the line with us right this very second.
Is it Jeff?
Mr. Matt Murnaugh.
Mr. Murnaugh.
Hey, Matt, you're live on Pod TV right now with me and Mik Mann. We're just
Welcome to
talking
the show,
about
Matt.
the Prairie Cup. This is our pre-cup show.
Excellent. I'll do a bit of a pre-cup show, and you guys can Skype me tomorrow.
Exactly.
I apologize. My phone is going to die.
Uh-oh.
So I like, call me. Okay, I will.
That's right.
The phone is about to die.
Well, so Matt, you're going to be showing up on Thursday like we are, right? To Saskatchewan there?
Oh, yeah. I get
Excellent.
playing. I'll be there by noon. I'm heading straight to Skunk Funk. I have a box of 40 books. I'm prepared to just start selling books and signing them.
There you go. And are you excited to be one of the hosts of the Prairie Cup with me and Mick?
Dude, this is going to be awesome. I've never been to Saskatoon. We have a bunch of plans. It's going to be hopefully really fun. I know it's going to be fun, but dude,
We're gonna make it fun.
you know-
We're going to make it
Oh,
fun.
yeah.
Hey, Matt, consider it this way. You were supposed to come out with me last year to do this, so I'm looking at this as like you're making up.
That's right. I'm bringing my kids' platform boots.
Oh,
I saw those,
Yeah, you better
actually.
have a lot of like changes of outfits, Matt. This has got to be like, I want to see the sequins flying.
I think you're going to need a separate
How many
suitcase for them
hours do we
boots.
have to fill?
Yeah, you have some pretty big sequin boots to fill.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we have a lot of neat stuff planned. Opus is going to bring his guest, the Budway. I'm bringing my 420 swap. We're going to ask people to swap feed
That's
with
right.
each other.
Yes, and
The
we're gonna
420
have
Bud swap.
we're gonna have Ask the Cannabis Connoisseur as well, so you'll be able to. Yeah, there's gonna be we've got a ton of stuff planned. It's gonna be really fun. I'm gonna be broadcasting my Friday show live from Saskatoon at the regular scheduled time on 4 p.m. Pacific time on Friday.
And are
So
you going to do your show?
We'll also be doing a bunch of stuff.
Pre our show, pre Jeremy's show this week.
If you're
Yeah, Marius will.
gonna do it at the same
So I'll
time,
be
then I'm
able
gonna
to
do mine as
playbook
well.
it.
I'm bringing the playbook as well, so we'll have multiple playbooks.
Number.
Excellent.
Yes,
There
it
is a
should be
time
fun.
difference.
What time are you guys doing your show? At
Yeah.
4?
Well, but they're
Yeah.
an hour behind us, or
No, but it'll all be regularly
Yeah.
scheduled.
So
It'll be regularly scheduled. We'll be doing our show at 4 p.m. Pacific. So Marius will still be doing his show at 3. If he's doing it.
but
Yeah.
no. But we're in Saskatoon. Saskatoon time
Yeah,
is different
it'll-
than Pacific.
that's-
Yeah, well,
True.
so in
But
Saskatoon, we'll be doing it at 3 or
6.
whatever.
or
No.
Or later, I guess. Sorry,
Later,
going
yeah,
backwards.
yeah.
Yeah, 5 or 6 or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I think
5.
it's
Yeah.
2 hours, isn't it?
Yeah,
5
it's
or
still
6,
4
yeah.
p.m. Pacific time.
Yeah.
So whatever that works
Okay.
out to be Central time.
It's still 4 Pacific. Okay.
Yeah, still
that
4
makes
Pacific.
it easy.
Yeah, no, nothing changing here. Just because we're moving, we're not changing the time.
Oh my God, it was my show. And now you made it simple. I usually we get things complicated on this show as possible.
Mick likes to confuse the audience.
That's right. Keep them guessing. That's what I always
Cool,
say.
Matt. So you and I and Mick we're gonna make some more plans later. I was supposed to call you afterwards, but I still need to have another conversation with Big Jeff tonight. So maybe you and I and Mick should do our meeting in the morning or something tomorrow. I don't know if Murnaugh's still on the line.
Oh, his phone died.
Oh, did it die? Oh, it's dead. Yeah, he's
yeah,
done.
he's gone. He was saying his phone was dying. So
Yeah,
that's
you're
probably
right. It
what
just
happened.
died. That's crazy.
We lost Matt.
He's done.
All right, but we are looking forward to
you're
having
watching out there,
Matt
Matt.
at the Prairie Cup, co-hosting with us, me and Jeremy, and we do have a whole shitload of stuff planned. I don't know how much we'll be able to get to do and have done, but
That's right. We're not sure. Well, we're going to be taking things over, but we're not sure how much time we're actually going to be allowed to have.
if we're taking over, we'll just probably
We'll
run
just
late.
do whatever we
Fuck
want.
it, yeah. We usually do. That's the whole idea. That's one of the things about being a good activist. Just do what you want.
Right.
And when they try to come kick you out later, well, okay, whatever, deal with it then, but don't go and ask. Just set up.
It's easier to ask for forgiveness
Than
than
it is
to ask for permission.
That's
Yeah.
David Malmo Levine.
That's
I
right,
love that
yeah.
one. Yeah. That's good.
It really
That
is.
is good.
Yeah, no, hey, there's Valley Boy's Cheech Bong. I just got the chat up here.
Oh,
That's
right
right,
on.
Valley really wants a Cheech Bong. So we're going to give away a Cheech Bong on the show. Maybe not this show today.
On
but
my show, we're giving. I
we
didn't
could-
know
we
I was
could.
giving away a Cheech Bong.
No, I think
I'd
we-
love to.
We don't have the one here that we're going to give away. We have
Okay.
another Cheech Bong. It's sitting upstairs.
Where's my lighter, dude?
And I am going to give it away, but we'll do it when we get back from the cup. So,
All right.
yeah.
Sounds good.
It'll be probably the show just back from the cup. So stay tuned for that one. It's a really nice, crazy little bubbler bottom piece, and
Well, this is a Cheech, and
that's another Cheech glass.
I
There,
don't know
yeah.
what you call it, but
It's got 3 honeycomb.
3 diffuser sort of
Yeah.
makes like foam.
Yeah, you maybe show it off. Here, let me show it off to the camera a little bit there.
There you go. Speaking of bongs, you can't really talk about bongs without having stuff to put in them.
Don't know if this one is ripped off from somewhere or not, if anybody knows the original design.
So we got
Oh.
some weed out. Check that out, my friend. Smell that bag.
Wow.
Stick your head in there.
Jesus, look at these bags.
Yeah, they're the pound baggies. Minus pounds.
Oh, man.
Here, Marius, you want to smell this one?
Wow. That's a powerful scent. It's reminiscent
This
of...
one's the Burmese.
This is...
Big bag of Burm.
So that's Burmese.
Yeah,
What is this?
blueberry jam.
Oh, the jam.
Oh my goodness.
No wonder it's so sweet smelling. Wow, it has a really sort of super sweet, candy-like aroma. Pick me up. It's very, very strong.
You know what I was just thinking? Is I should have an impromptu, how much does that bud weigh, to show the people at home what we're going to be doing. One of the things we'll do at the Prairie Cup. Damn,
can
that
tell
is
that's the
smelly. I
berm.
can smell it over here.
That stuff is crazy off the hook. And this is definitely the berm. Yeah, smell that. Wow, the Burmese has this like basement flavor to it, you know? It has this like deeper funk. It's like a super rock solid musk.
That's amazing.
I don't know where.
Opus
I
grows
don't know
some
where
nice
I
fucking
don't know
weed.
where the scales are, or I would do that.
Oh.
I thought you got a set of scales handy?
We have scales, but probably not enough to hold one of these.
No,
giant
no, I
bags.
just want to weigh out a nut.
Oh,
I need a little set of scales.
I'm sure we have scales somewhere here.
Yeah?
But just, Marius, do you know where the scales are at? Upstairs?
I might know somewhere where they're at.
Can you think you
Upstairs?
can find us a set of
I
a small
guarantee
set of
we have
scales?
scales.
I think I could.
We can possibly come up.
accomplish that objective.
I think they have a head shop around here somewhere.
That's what we do. We have access
I
to
think
just
they,
about
I think they
anything we
sell
want.
smoking accessories are in this building somewhere. I don't know. We'll play. How much does it? I'm sure one of those girls over there will play. Guaranteed.
Yeah.
Just now I went up and had an interview with CTV.
Oh, another one.
Yeah, because they needed to see the video.
Oh.
And I got them on video, looking at the video that they taped.
Ha.
I'm looking at my phone.
Oh,
So
nice.
we have Bruce. That's you, right?
Bruce Meyer.
Yeah. Bruce is a Sensible BC volunteer who's been working at SkyTrain stations across the Greater Vancouver area.
Getting kicked out of SkyTrain
And
stations.
the cops have been busting his ass for doing it and telling him to get off of the public property, which is actually illegal. There's been court cases and stuff about it. The police spokespeople have said themselves that they would leave the Sensible BC people alone. They told the newspapers just several days ago that they would
Yeah,
leave
I
Bruce
thought this was
alone.
settled already.
It was supposed to be settled. Now we hear that Bruce has been harassed twice since that time, 4 times since that time. He's got it on camera. CTV was just outside interviewing Bruce in front of the building here. And Dana, yeah, that's right. Dana, when I came to work, I saw you guys out there getting interviewed. So
Thank you, sir.
You've been interviewed twice today by CTV.
So basically
Yeah.
now they've settled it twice.
Well,
Is this what you're telling
we haven't
me?
we haven't heard what the police have now said the second time, that they're continuing to kick them off. But I guess it'll probably be a communication error. Yeah, maybe it takes a while for the shit to run downhill to the lower cops. You know.
And Peter there, he's my partner.
Yeah.
He had a little panic attack because
They
I
can't
told him
hear
I'm
what
not-
he's saying.
Yeah, we're doing a live broadcast right now, so they can't hear you
Yeah.
without a microphone. But your friend had a panic attack when the police came to approach him. But then eventually, I heard that he made his way out. Right. Well, it's you guys. They're being traumatized by these police officers, telling you, harassing you essentially for doing what is a democratic, totally legal action. It's unfair.
Well, thanks, Bruce.
Yeah, good work, man.
Good work, man.
Thanks for everything you're doing out there.
Keep it up, eh? Collecting signatures. Right on, brother.
Yeah, we
Guys
need
clawed
more
over
people
1,000
doing that.
signatures for Sensible BC already.
Yeah. Please
man, it's
become
1,200.
canvassers for Sensible BC. Go to sensiblebc.ca/canvas or just sensiblebc.ca and click on how to become a canvasser and find out how. It's easy and we need your help. Start collecting. Ah, there's the button. Oh, is that an I toke I vote? You can get yourself an I toke I vote button.
Well, I'll take another one.
There you
we
go.
Thank you. I toke and I vote. Damn
Yeah.
straight. I hope you guys, and I hope you're watching the show. You're all registered voters too, and exercise your right to vote. Considering there's people in other parts of the world who are fighting and dying for the right to vote.
Yeah, starving children in Africa can't vote.
Yeah. So let's hope that you're all exercising your democratic rights, because democracy only works when we all take part. And,
It's true, and
if
it
we all
doesn't
took
even
part-
work then. Unfortunately,
Well, no, it would take work. It does work then. Unfortunately, when we all don't vote, we get stuck with the shit that we end up with like now.
Yeah,
That's
well,
what happens.
true.
When only 50% of the people show up to vote,
Yeah.
which has been consistent, give or take, for the last 4 or 5 elections.
Yeah.
And now look what we end up with. Everybody's angry. Everyone's upset. Nobody's happy with the government. So, well, half the people didn't show up to bother to fix it. So blame your fucking self. It's as simple as
Yep.
that. If you didn't show up, you're part of the problem. It's not Harper. Harper's a fucktard. But if the other 50% had showed up and voted, we wouldn't have Harper. It's that simple.
Well, people take for granted all the freedoms that we have. Oh, here, my mic's not being on.
Oh, here we go. Sorry about that. People take for granted the freedoms that we have, and that they don't remember or realize or were taught that a lot of people fought for those freedoms in the first place. So it's easy to kind of let it go. But as you see, the governments get worse and worse, and that's what happens when we become apathetic.
That's right. All right.
Yes, if you remain apathetic, you're pathetic.
Yeah, there you go. Thank you.
There we go.
Perfect.
You are a pathetic person.
Let's.
That's a good way to remember it.
You guys out there in the studio audience, I need 2 people. Who wants to play? How much does this bud weigh?
And what's the prize for winning, Mick?
And the prize for winning is the bud.
Ah, somebody that's gonna get him up
How about
here.
one of you girls over there?
Yeah, we need a girl too.
Quarter pound. You come. On the right.
We need.
It's
John, I
just,
need
it's
one
just
more
a bud.
person.
It's not the bag.
One of you guys
Come
from
on.
another table. You
What
guys over
about
in the
this
back.
lady at the table back here? Yeah, come on,
Come on,
ladies.
come on up.
You guys have been here since the beginning.
You get a chance to win this nug.
Here, I'll get off the couch and you guys can come here.
All right, this dude in the back. How about you, man?
Necessarily have to be on camera.
Come on up.
What's your name, man? Nick. Nick, nice to meet you. You're on live television right now. We're on
Yeah,
TV.
you're on Plot TV now.
Yeah.
Right on.
How you doing, man? What's going on?
Come on up. Sit down up here, buddy. What's your name?
Dave.
Dive. Sit down, Dive. All right. I got a bud here. You guys can look at it. You can't hold it though, but you can look at it. All right. And you got to guess. It's like, I want the gram. It's obviously point something, so you can give me whatever. What do you think?
Can you move the
You
camera
go
so we
ahead.
can see both of them?
gram.
Can you move the camera so you can see both of them?
Like, well, no. What's and I want like like whatever. It's something point something. Right?
Oh, okay.
You follow me?
Yeah.
A little more.
Like
Yes,
0.0 or
Yep.
whatever. You see what I mean?
Go.
Yep. Alright, I'd say that's
Go. A little more.
a good 2.4.
2.4. from Dave. All right.
I'm gonna go 3.5.
Oh boy.
On the
What did you say? 1.2. Well, that's close. But since you're not playing, but you're gonna win it. It's 1.7.
Oh, sweet.
There you go.
Cheers,
So
bud.
enjoy that. That's blueberry jam from Opus Farms.
Blueberry jam from Opus Farms.
Yay. And that's how we play. How much does that bud weigh? Yeah, man.
All our contestants receive home versions of the game too.
Yeah, that's right.
That big bag.
Yeah, it comes with the bag.
It's just about 420.
Is it really?
Yep.
I know Marius is. Oh yeah, Marius will probably come give us the warning,
That's
the
okay.
Star Trek warning. I'm hoping.
Yeah, it'll come up.
That's right. Just about 420.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
so
think we'll,
guess the
load
weight
up.
on
We'll
this
load-
one. If I guess the weight, do I win it?
No,
Oh.
because I don't know what the weight is myself.
Oh.
I know. I do know today.
I'd say if I had to guess the weight of this. What'd you say?
6 or 7, probably 7 ounces.
Yeah,
Oh, I
I'm going.
wish.
I'm going close to you, but looking at it's. I know how Mick grows, and it's pretty fluffy.
And that's
so-
the jam. It's not my normal.
But I'd say there's over a quarter pound here.
No.
Not over a quarter pound here? Really? It looks huge. Oh, I'm dropping some.
Let's put it this way. Hey. I'll tell you this. Here's the deal. I'm legally allowed
Looks
to
like more of a
carry
cubey.
210 grams with me.
Right.
Okay. That's my limit.
28 grams in an ounce.
Well, hang on. Between these two bags, I'm over my limit. But I knew that over the next couple days here, we'll have smoked enough so we'll be under my limit when I go get on an airplane in a few days.
Well, there's got to be at least 3 ounces here. There's not 3 ounces here? Like, come on. This is huge.
Well, I don't. I
You-
told you,
you
right off-
have fluffy
I told
ass
you right off
weed,
the
man.
head, the tops. I don't know how much they weigh.
Right, okay.
I just know combined weight what I started with, but I've been smoking out of it, so like I don't know.
I would bet
And I
there's more
just
than
gave
3
a nug
ounces.
away. Well, a 1.7 gram nug, so at least I know that.
Yes, that's true. You can whatever we have, subtract 1.7.
Hey, how come Marius isn't in the camera anymore? We lost. Mr.
Oh,
Marius.
because we moved it to see our guests.
But
Should
the
I move
weed
it
is
back
in the
now?
camera now.
Sure, if you want.
Oh, it's 420. All right, 420. Puff, puff.
Is that back now?
No, a little bit
No. More.
There you
Good.
go.
Okay, emergency's
Happy
over now.
420. I hope you can all bong along with us.
Bong along at home?
Is your bong loaded?
No, but I will load her.
I have a bong. No, I need to load it though.
Load them up then.
Duchess. Are we smoking the berm or the
We're smoking
jam?
the salad.
The salad. Ah, it's
Salad.
a mix.
It's a mix.
I like a mix.
It's a mix.
Melange.
I'm big on salad.
There you go, dude.
Yeah, there's
It's smoky in here.
that word can be used for so many different things.
I like the French word melange for some reason.
Melange. I like.
You
I
would.
drink a tea called mint melange.
What are you talking about?
Sorry, dude. Anyhow.
Yeah, what's everybody puffing out there in the chat?
What's going on? I was gonna say, what's happening in chat? out
Redbeard's in the chat asking
Is
the
he?
same question.
there? What? Is he asking what's going on in chat too?
Redbeard asked, "What are y'all puffing?"
What am I puffing? Oh, well, we're puffing. We got the Burmese, and we got the blueberry jam, and I ground it up. I put it in this tin, and because it's a round tin, so that we don't know whether it's the medical side or the recreational side we're smoking out of. Because normally, like, let's see. This side of the bag, no, it would be this side. This is the right side of the bag. So this is the medical side. But if you turn it to this side, the left side, this is the recreational side of the weed.
Right,
So it just
half the bag, half and half.
And then of course,
You need
if-
one of
but
those
it's-
little
so when you keep,
separators.
that's why the cops have no idea because it's round. They go, fuck, they can't tell.
Right, there's no corner.
There's no corners. There's no side.
Genius, Mick. As usual.
That's the way to do it.
This
You keep
guy.
them fucked up all the time, and then nobody knows what's going on. They just take a look at you and go, "Okay, buddy," and they walk away. It's like, right on. I like that.
So yeah, what's with these transit cops in Vancouver?
Yeah, that's kind of
Dicks.
just nonsense. These guys getting jacked up. I read about this online
should
the
all
other
go and just
day, and I
flood the
saw a
transit.
video. I know. I was thinking, well, why not get as many people down there as possible? Well, then they tell you you're blocking the platforms. And no, we're all waiting for the train.
Yeah.
Everybody's got a clipboard.
We should just get a huge group of sensible BC activists
take
to
over
go.
a whole train.
Yeah.
But just go places.
We could make a video of us like touring around and then send it to translate.
There's not enough videos of stuff, us doing stuff. You know that.
I know there's not.
I've had some. What was it? Somebody said to me that I should have a camera crew follow me around.
We should. You know what we need? Google glasses. We all need a pair of Google glasses,
glasses.
and we'll just put them on 24 hours a day.
There you go.
And people can just switch on our channels. And
Wake
you can
up!
just
But I should. Can I
Pot
turn these
TV,
into Google
direct.
glasses?
Oh yeah,
So I could
sure you
just-
can.
I put them on anyways.
Yeah,
I
they
wake
just go
up.
right over top of your other
There
glasses.
you go. That's
Yeah.
right. We'll just hook them on.
I'm serious. I think we ought to get a pair. And you know, they already. I have my iPhone in my hand. It tracks every single thing that I do. It knows every web search that I look for. It knows before I do it. Have you seen the latest information that came from Edward Snowden? Now that we're on the topic here, just
No.
briefly.
Let's talk about that.
This is insane. So the latest revelations from Snowden are that they're collecting all of our, of course, social networking data of all Americans. Maybe not us up in here in Canada, but I'm sure CSIS probably does
Oh,
the same
probably.
type of thing. But they collect all of the informational data that shows who you know, when you know them, who you talk to, when you talk to them, all that kind of stuff. And then they're actually data mining from all of that stuff as well. So not only are they looking at all the phone calls and trying to relate it to, like, you know, international terrorism and stuff, but they're actually looking at all of your social connections and how you connect with other people socially. And what they're doing is they're finding that they can have algorithms and things that they can find out what you're going to do before you even know
Before you
it.
know it, I knew this.
Before
they
you know
have programs out there now. Yeah, they can predict ahead of time when crime will take place.
Sure.
Certain crimes.
It's like the movie
based
Minority
on,
Report.
Based on your
No,
what you do.
because it
So-
makes sense.
I know.
They have computers that just predict it, and you
Yep.
can see these patterns over time. But they can look at your behavior, and they'll be like, okay, well, usually he goes on a Tuesday night to this place at this time, so they'll know where you're going to be at that
Who you
time,
meet with.
who you'll be with,
Yeah.
all these things. And then, yes, I mean, unless you have a very erratic life,
Yeah,
there's
and
things that
most
any
of us
computer
have
watching you would be able to pick out and know.
Easy. Most of us are a lot of a very routine life. You know, regardless of what we do or whether we're activists or not, we still have a lot of more routine than you might think. And this is, again, they've got the
Yeah.
program now that just
Well, here's an
dissects
example.
that and can pinpoint where you'll be at certain times. They know exactly ahead of time.
Here's
you
an
don't
example.
even know where you'll be, but they do.
I just saw this one on the news a couple nights ago. I can't remember what the program was, but I was watching and they were talking about Target stores. And
Oh, yeah.
I guess in the United States, some dad goes running into a Target store and he's like, my daughter's only 15
Oh.
years old. Yeah, no. Yes, this was in the United States, though. But
First thing that comes to mind when
yeah.
I hear somebody ran
no,
into
he
a
goes into the store and he's all getting choked at the Target store. He's like, why are you sending my 15-year-old daughter all this stuff about being pregnant and pregnancy and, like, you know, why are you trying? Are you saying that she's like, you know, what's the deal? Are you trying to get little girls pregnant and stuff? Because it's directed to her specifically. It's targeted advertising that she is like a member of the club or whatever. So they send ads to her knowing how old she is and that kind of thing. But I guess what happened was he went there and made a big fuss about it. Well, it turns out the reason that they were sending her that stuff was because she was actually pregnant. She hadn't told her dad. The computer that she uses picks up on things that she had been searching for, like, you know, things that didn't even necessarily have to do with babies,
Yes.
but had to do with her spending habits, like her looking at different kinds of food that are more the type that pregnant mothers will buy for themselves. That kind of stuff. So it monitors all of those things.
Far down
Yeah,
those-
it's very
yeah,
deep.
yeah,
And
very.
so that's why they started targeting her with these things. And then they were right. She was pregnant. They knew it before he even knew.
And that's, again, also ties into RFID. And I know they were testing this out, oh God, almost a decade ago in the United States. So it's probably well in use there now. And they're those, sometimes when you buy something, if you inside the box or the packaging, you'll see there's like a clear tag with like copper wires running around in it. And while the system isn't being used really in Canada yet, in the States, what that kind of does is it tracks that from the till, from the door of the store to your home.
Right.
And it's meant to streamline exactly advertising, it's so-called, that, well, so if you're buying like lawnmower or things of this nature. I only reason I said that because when I bought a lawnmower at Walmart, it had one in it. But I always check the box first and tear those things off like before I take it to the till.
Yeah, they have those little RFID chips and everything now.
Oh yeah, I scraped mine off the back of my BC driver's license a long time ago. When I first got it, the new driver's license had a little silver square on the back. Scratch that right off. All that's gonna do is save. What was it now? I think it's 10 seconds, less than a minute, or maybe 2 minutes crossing the border if you happen to drive across to the United States. And since I don't ever go to the United States, I figure I don't need that.
Right.
Yeah. And if I do, I don't need to save 2 minutes.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah, what is with all the... I'm
So-
just trying to piece together, like, you know, once they have all this data, it really is dangerous what they can do with this.
You know the smartest thing you could do about the smartphone? I think the smartest thing you can do with your smartphone?
Throw it out the fucking
Get
window?
fucking rid of it.
Yeah.
Because I really,
If you were
really want to go
smart,
back.
you wouldn't have a smartphone, is what it really means.
A buddy of mine's got an old flip phone.
Smart ass.
And he said, oh yeah, he's constantly getting, basically, he calls it harassment. They call it advertising. But he's bombarded with calls and all kinds of stuff to upgrade his phone constantly. And he's like, no, I like this phone. I want to take the battery out of my phone when I want to.
Right.
You know, I want to disappear off the grid. I don't need, and again, the smartphone, like Jeremiah said, people are surfing the web and using it like a computer, so it's just makes your life easier to track now because they don't have to have a separate system to track your phone because your phone is all tied into the whole internet. So it changes things, especially with the whole 3G and all that kind of stuff. It really does sort of affect things differently. So there's just not as much data they can get out of the old flip phones, except your texts.
So this is insane. There's been insane revelations coming out about this government mining and data program. It basically virtually gives the government the control to monitor any American citizen at any time, anywhere, any place, know what they're doing, who they're talking to, every detail of their life, including sensitive information that you can find out about people, every private call they're making, the people that you can use that to blackmail them. You can use that to target them with violence or with anything else that you want.
I also saw a blurb, I think it was in National Post, that from that data mining, there's another completely separate one that's being created of strictly health records.
Oh.
So
I don't doubt they have everything.
They're actually going down. And it kind of made me laugh when I heard about it, because the first thing, well, they didn't laugh, but the first thing that went through my mind was I forget where I heard it. I think it was a spoof on it might have been SNL or something, but where the guy goes to order a pizza on the phone. And of course he ends up talking to a computer automated voice. And the stuff he orders, they're like, they start suggesting like, perhaps you'd like the salad instead, sir. And the guy starts having this argument with the person on the other end because, she starts going on about, it says your health record, your last health test showed that your cholesterol is high, and maybe, you got to start eating. And it won't even let him purchase what he wants because they have too much of his information, is what the whole thing was trying to point out. If you follow that train of thought at all, but and this is really, that was a few years ago, and that was sort of comedy and stuff, and now it's actually reality.
So not only are they doing all these crazy, spying on people, but people are like, well, how does that really relate to anything in the real world? So they spy on people. Well, what do they do with that information eventually? Well, it's coming out some of the things that they have been actually doing with the information. And Glenn Greenwald and Jeremy Shahill are working on a news story right now that I have the article on my screen here. Glenn Greenwald, this is CBS News talking. So this isn't any bullshit. CBS News says Glenn Greenwald's working on new NSA revelations with Jeremy Shahill, and they're describing it as a U.S. assassination program. Now, what they're saying, and they also are saying that it's an assassination program on journalists within the United States.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe they have information about the latest Michael Hastings killing that happened. He was an American journalist who mysteriously crashed his car on a road by himself when nobody was around, driving at very fast speeds, which he never usually did, out of control, but witnesses say his car exploded before it actually hit anything. So, yeah, it's a bizarre situation there. It exploded before, and in the rear compartment exploded.
Well,
Maybe
I
it
just
was a
posted
Pinto and something ran into it really fast.
he
A
was driving a
UFO was
72
tailing him,
Pinto.
and that was it.
He was and he spun around backwards into a pole.
And plus, his exact car, there's tutorials online that have been published since and beforehand that show exactly how you can take over that car's system, or any car, virtually, that has a computer, and do anything you want, including pressing the gas pedal down, controlling the steering wheel, doing other crazy things. Cars are completely controllable by outside sources.
Because they're computer-driven, exactly.
That's right.
This is where, like I say, it's time to sort of rethink a lot of what we do and how we do things. Like, it's just, things are out of control. Because I was talking with some friends, and we're sitting around shooting the breeze there at my place, and that was kind of where I got the smartphone is throw it away thing, because people are like, he's like, I'm turning off, I'm unplugging, I'm getting offline. He says, I'm doing all these things. He said, because I'm tired of being monitored.
Yeah.
He says, I pay for everything in cash. He says, I go to the bank, I make a withdrawal, I get a bunch of money. And that's all they know as far as they're concerned.
Yeah.
Because
it's
much harder.
There's
like
more
I
to it though
about
than
the
that.
phone being a computer now, so it's easy to track you and everything you do.
Yeah.
Because on a phone,
But they'll
they
have a
to
shadow
have a
profile
separate
of you.
tracking system. You see what I mean? And it's limited information. So when you stop using your bank card to pay for everything, or your credit card, well, now they don't know what you bought, or where you bought it, or when you bought it, without going through your trash and getting out your sales slips if you happen to throw them away.
Right. Or unless, though, see now,
That's
there are ways to gain information about somebody, though they themselves might be keeping their own trail kind of slim. Like, even though you might not be logged in somewhere online or something, anywhere you go and have interactions, those computers are logged in online. So when you go to the store and you buy something, that information is kept on a computer there, as well as somewhere else, and oftentimes they'll ask for a driver's license, or at the liquor store or something, you got to show your driver's license. And
well, one of the things I wanted to bring up on the show, and because I didn't bring the paperwork with me, because people can look this up. Now, this works against analog radio and transmission, but it actually works even better on digital, so like Wi-Fi and things like that. Now, the oldest known transmitter that we've been building, mankind's made. Now, this is I believe it's called a spark gap transmitter. Mm-hmm. Do you know what that is?
No.
You Google that up real quick.
Spark gap?
Spark gap transmitter. Just make sure I got the right thing before I don't want to get too far into this and I'm talking about the wrong thing. But basically, I was looking at some things on spark gap transmitters. I think that's what it's called. And I've got everything in my basement to build them right off the hop. I was like, oh my God. Everything except a car battery, basically. Did you find it?
Yep.
Oh, good. So I am all right. It is a spark gap transmitter.
Yep.
And with just a few simple things like an electric motor and a plastic block and some lengths of wire, you need some stiff wire, like some coat hanger pieces, and some wire, obviously, like copper wiring, things like that. You can build this device. And what it'll do is basically, now here's the thing, they're legal to build, but it's illegal to use as far as I know, anywhere outside of a Faraday cage.
Oh,
Yes.
really?
You really?
Why is that?
Oh, well, the thing is,
'Cause it takes
if
over-
I built one today and I made, say, four different lengths of antenna from, say, 1/2 inch, 1 inch, 1.5 inches, 2 inch, 2.5, and maybe up to 3 inch, and had this thing, and it's basically an electric motor, and you've got to put a block of wood or plastic on the end where it spins, and out of there I've got 2 pieces of wire or 4 pieces of wire that are spinning, and now I've got 2 stationary pieces that are mounted, 2 wires, like coat hanger pieces, so when they pass by they get very close, almost touch. And
Yeah.
they'll create a spark when you get it all hooked up. You use a car battery and an ignition coil from a car as well. Usually is a good way to do it. And you have
Sounds
to look
really
up
safe.
it's pretty simple to make, and it's not a hard thing to do. Most people have almost everything in their basement already if you've got some kind of a shop or you're a handy person. And
Right.
But yeah, I guess what it'll do is it'll completely screw up all transmissions, radio transmissions, digital signals, communications, wherever you set one of these things up. And of course, depending on how big you make it, will depend on your range, obviously. But one of these set on a roof of a building in a box, just let to go to run, my God, is going to screw up the transmissions for a city block big time.
I guess that's what you see in like TV shows and movies when they put a little box on the table and go click. All right, we're clean.
Yeah, exactly. It's a
Yeah,
disruptor.
basically,
disruptor
it is.
field.
It's a disruptor.
Well,
It's a
or you can even take over the airwaves and
Well, not with
broadcast
this, I
your
don't
own.
think. This-
Well, not with one of these things. But I mean, it's possible to do that. You could design your own system to go and take over the airwaves. In fact, there's a video that our resident artist here, Gary Winter,
Gary, yeah.
just posted on my Facebook wall, and it's a video of a guy in the United States who, in the '80s. I guess took over 2 different broadcasts, and one was in Chicago or wherever it was.
Oh, cool.
And it was WGN, I think, is the network that he took over. And he broadcast himself with a corrugated metal background that was spinning around, and he was wearing a Max Headroom mask.
Oh, yeah.
And he was like saying a bunch of really wacky stuff, and it's really funny what he was saying. And there's like a whole Wikipedia page for it. The video's hilarious. And then it like cuts to a clip of him like mooning the camera almost, but then getting his butt spanked with a fly swatter by some girl. And it was like, and that's what they broadcast out. And he was like mocking the network and the people who were on it, and like it was quite humorous. But I just liked that in the story they say that the network people tried to regain control of the network, and there was nothing that they could do.
Couldn't get in.
No,
so
he
jammed
could have
him off.
continued to do it, and there would have been nothing that they could have done for a long time, for a while. Like,
If you want to get the effect of what a spark gap transmitter does, the simplest way to understand it is if you turn on your stereo and turn the speakers up like really loud, but don't have like it on like anything, like just no tape in or no CD or anything, and then go over to the light switch on the wall and flick it on and off really loud, and or really fast, and you'll hear those click 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 coming through the speakers.
right.
That's what a spark gap transmitter will do
Oh.
to transmissions.
Oh, I see.
That's what it does.
Huh.
That's basically what. So anytime every time when that's spinning, those wires that go past those contacts, there's 4 of them on an electric, on like a 1.5 electric motor, spinning. What is there, 6,000 RPM or something like that? That's a lot of sparks, really. So you pretty much can't listen to anything. It's just this static almost coming through the phone or your transmission. You're gonna piss a lot of people off.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're illegal.
That's fun.
But you can build one. Well, like I guess they're used. People would build them in a science experiment. It's probably a high school experiment type thing, or it was at some point.
Well, it says here on the Wikipedia page.
What does it say on Wikipedia?
Well, of course,
Tell us,
it
Jeremy.
starts with a spark gap transmitter is a device for generating radio frequency electromagnetic waves using a spark gap.
Yeah.
So that's pretty straightforward. But it says these devices served as the transmitters for most wireless telegraphy systems for the first 3 decades of radio. So 1887 to 1960.
So for 30 years, yeah, there you go.
Yeah. And the first demonstrations of practical radio were carried out using them.
Oh.
Well,
there
that
you go.
explains why
Broadcast.
smartphones didn't work back then.
Yeah.
That's right. There
In
they
later
go.
years, somewhat more
they were totally
efficient
screwed back
transmitters
then.
were developed based on rotary machines. So yeah, later they found better ones. But these ones were original. This is how they used wireless telegraphy.
So there you are.
Cool.
It's what sometimes is old is best. Bring
Yeah.
this shit back, and you'd really see. This is it. They can't tap into that kind of crap, man. So, you can fuck with the system.
Well, yeah, we need one of those big. Don't they have one of those like electromagnetic pulses that could knock everything out? Though, is that the?
Well, the EMP is like awesome, but I mean that's a whole lot of
Yeah, that's-
harder to build than,
that's like a bomb.
than this spark gap transmitter, right? Like I say, I was laughing. I started reading. I was like, oh my god, I have every single thing I need in my house except a car battery, and I've got one in my car, so I could always just like, okay, well.
You don't need a car battery.
I
in
should
your car.
just mount one. I was thinking, I could just mount this in the deck of my truck and have it hooked up to the battery and just drive around.
Disrupting.
Disrupting like driving areas and park, and then just.
I wonder if they'd find you.
Go do shopping and then drive away. And go to the bank.
So, but
and
what's the
say,
extent of what would really happen, though? People's radio signal would be disrupted for a little bit?
Oh yeah, all the Wi-Fi would go down. Like you would disrupt Wi-Fi and probably all the cell.
Would
phone
it just
traffic.
go out for a second and then come back?
No,
Or would
if you put that thing near a cell phone tower,
Yeah.
that tower would be toast. Like
Really?
no, it'd be off grid. They wouldn't be able to use anybody around. That tower would be like no tower.
Huh. So I
they'd
wonder
have
if
no
they'd know
tower.
that. Would they know right away if you cruised up there, dropped one off, and said,
Well, they know. I
Hasta
don't
mañana?
know how easy they'd be able to find one. Like I'm not sure on that. So it all depends. Like if you had it in a car parked, or, in the trunk of a car, I really don't know. You'd have to. There's a lot of things. There's a lot of math involved.
yeah.
I think there's a lot of math.
There usually is with these kinds of things.
You have to get somebody like Nalmo Levine or something. get him on the or
Nalmo
Chris-
Levine?
or
Oh, you
Chris
don't want him
Bennett.
doing math.
Or
Good
Chris
Lord.
Bennett maybe.
Yeah, no, I don't know.
I don't know. No.
Yeah, you probably want a professional.
Yeah, I think we'd have to hire somebody.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think when it came to that one, we might have to hire somebody. Maybe Pete 2.0 would, if in this building, he might be one of the ones who has
That's
more
right.
of a
Now we're
sort
on
of
the right
technical
track.
edge.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I wouldn't hand it off that one to Malmo.
Yeah. Maybe
You might
Willie.
end up electrocuted, and he'd probably definitely end up electrocuted. He'd have a pulse somewhere, or he wouldn't have a pulse himself.
Did anybody in chat have comments on that action or what? What's going on there?
Valley Boy says it's just a Tesla coil. Just a Tesla coil.
I don't think it's that.
Do you know much about Tesla?
I know a bit about Nicholas Tesla. Yes.
Nikola Tesla?
Nikolai
Nikola Tesla.
Nikola Tesla? Yeah, he was pretty amazing. If anybody out there watching the show doesn't know who Nikola Tesla is, there's a great film called The Master of Lightning. It's a documentary about Nikola Tesla. It's really
I
well
saw
done.
that was
Yeah,
very good.
It's really good. It's a well put together one. Yeah, he was a remarkable guy. Everybody thinks that Thomas Edison, for some reason, American history has recorded that Thomas Edison invented everything. Electricity, the light bulb, blah, 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 blah.
Oh no, there was a
Turns
huge
out
fight
Tesla
between
actually
him and
invented
Edison.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, huge.
Yeah, Edison hated him, but Tesla worked for Edison at one point. But yeah, Tesla actually invented alternating current electricity, which
Yes.
is the type we use now
Yep.
in
Yeah.
people's houses.
Einstein actually had, or not Einstein, I mean, his partner there, he actually created the direct current.
Right,
or
Edison.
Edison was
Edison
playing around with direct current.
was an advocate of direct current. That's
That's
right.
right.
But now Edison himself, it's unlikely that Edison himself invented all the inventions he's credited for. Edison had a whole staff of people working for him, and then he took credit for the inventions after they came up with it. So Edison was kind of a fraud. Though I'm sure he probably was a brilliant man. I know he had all these techniques to he would actually use the hypnagogic state of when you fall asleep, and you go into that weird state when you start falling asleep, and a lot of ideas pop into your head. Weird sounds, strange voices that sound like they come from beyond. You're not really sure where they come from, but they're weird and wacky. And if you get woken up in that state, sometimes you're like, what is that? I had a weird thing, something about some weird thing that made no sense. The pair of tennis shoes with the light bulb, blah, blah, blah. Well, he would use that state to solve problems. And he would sit in a chair with ball bearings in his hands, big ball bearings, and he would have tin plates sitting next to the chairs. And so when he would start to fall asleep and he would go into that stage and he'd have a problem on his mind, the ball bearings would drop into the tin plates, wake him up, and he'd be in that state of mind and solving his weird invention problems and coming up with new inventions. So that's a pretty freaky, weird thing. So the guy was pretty remarkable.
Or figuring out how to rip someone off better.
Yeah, maybe. Well, that's probably what he was using his mind power for. But yeah, that's interesting. It was no doubt he was a talented engineer and everything else.
Oh, yeah.
But he did things like electrocuting animals and saying, this is what alternating current does, and would electrocute a dog to death in front of a crowd to try and discredit Nikola Tesla. When, of course, alternating current's even more, direct current's even more dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, this is turning into a science lesson on this show today.
Somebody was in the chat was asking about bitcoins, whether you know anything about bitcoins.
Yeah, I know a little bit about it.
Bitcoins?
Yeah.
No.
Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like a new type of online currency that is, you use it instead of money, essentially. And it's like a digital currency. And it's not, I'm not really sure how it works, but it's more ethical for some reason. It's not attached to the big banks. It has its own life. And I think you just buy it up like currency and use it. I'm pretty sure it works in some way like that. But
I've read some articles on it. It's pretty complex, but I don't know too much about it, so I don't think we can really talk about it too much.
Yeah.
It's open source money.
Oh, look, it's Marijuana Man.
What the?
Cryptocurrency.
What are you here
Looking
for,
something?
sir? Oh,
Oh,
thank you much.
yeah, Bitcoin. It says Bitcoin is a
Thank you.
cryptocurrency where the creation and transfer of Bitcoins is based on an open source cryptographic protocol that is independent of any central authority. So there you go, that's why it's good. Bitcoins can be transferred through a computer or a smartphone without an intermediate financial institution. So it's like cash, digital cash.
DigiCash, eh?
DigiCash.
I wonder if I could pay
Can't
for
you
my rental car
Couldn't
with
a
it.
hacker just make a bunch of it then?
I was just going to say, can I pay for my rental car?
Yeah. Can't we just hack into Bitcoin?
I
It must be
belong
super
to,
protected. That's the cryptographic protocol, I guess.
I belong to a group called LETS, the Local Exchange Trading System, many, many years ago. That we had, you could trade like services for
I need a coffee.
like Fed bucks, or they had Let's dollars or Let's bucks, and they were more like credits, I guess.
Right.
So basically, you could advertise services, say, and I would, if I was a painter, I could say, okay, well, I'll do jobs and I'll take X amount of dollars, and I want this much cash, Fed dollars, right? So,
Yeah.
and then you could bank those up and then use those against people offering other services, like, oh, I need a roofer. Well, I've earned X amount of Let's bucks, so I could use those to help pay for my roofing costs.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
It's funny how money works, because as long
It's
as
just a
people
barter
accept
system,
it,
really.
it becomes worth something.
Yes.
So as long as it's accepted, then it is. Like, when you go to a place like Salt Spring Island, they have their own money there.
Yeah.
You go and you get Salt Spring dollars, and all the businesses accept them.
Or the standard one in BC is when at least that I use all the time, is when I'm in a store, I always ask them, how much pot do you want for that?
Yeah, exactly.
That's like currency.
It's
Most people are like, oh yeah, they'd like to if they could. They're like, yeah, I wish I could.
Oh yeah.
Not too many people, give me the evil
Hey,
eye.
when I was a weed dealer, I traded so much weed for things.
Oh yeah.
You would have acquisitions.
Bring
that
me
you would-
stuff and I'll give you some.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
bring me more of these and I'll get you some more weed, dude. Yeah.
Yep.
Remember those days?
Yeah.
I remember
Bad.
exactly. People would just bring me stuff. It was always like, Man, like some people just like
Hey, man,
get
you
out
want
of
this
here. No, some
VCR?
people I had to get out of there because it
Want
was
this
like they
DVD
just
player?
brought me hot shit all
Oh,
the
that's what it
time.
is. It's because it's stolen.
Oh no, I'd be like, bring me the stuff like when you start getting rid of your stuff, I'll take
Yeah.
that. Right?
Yeah.
That's what I was. I just.
I was always down for a trade. But yeah, I would
was
prefer if it
made
wasn't
sure-
stolen. I didn't want
I don't mind getting dinged for weed. I don't want to be dinged for stolen property.
That would be really in bad taste.
That would just be in
poor taste.
class,
Yeah.
low class. Poor taste.
Yeah, we have more
No.
respect.
You
around
gotta
here
have a
than
little
that.
more.
Yeah, if we have stolen shit, we make sure
Then we look stupid.
we
look
make
bad.
sure the
we look like criminals.
information number's scratched off. So that's how you do it.
That's
real class.
it.
Yeah.
Exactly. you flog that to another
That
guy
serial
for cash.
number,
Just turn. Oh, I know a guy. Okay, well, just make the cash deal.
Right. Yes.
All right. What time is it?
It's 4:52 on the old.
Getting close
PT
to the end of the
clock.
show.
Yeah. Now,
So-
we didn't talk about some of the other things that we had slated here. We were going to talk about the.
What else we're going to talk about?
Well, we were going to talk about.
Sensible BC. Make sure you sign up and get.
Well,
in
here's the
there.
thing, though, Mick. This weed that's legal. This is legal marijuana.
Yeah, I got all this weed here is legal.
This
marijuana.
is all legal.
Yeah. Legal weed.
Now, as of April 1st, 2014, this will not exist.
Well, it depends.
It'll
whether
become
or not,
illegal
that
again.
depends whether or not we get our injunction. The coalition to
Right.
fight the MMPR, our lawyers are filing, and I know very soon, or if they haven't already, they're filing for an injunction.
Yes.
And if that injunction goes through, we will have about another 2 years, probably, while they battle it out through the courts, where we'll be able to continue growing our marijuana. And that's why they said people should get in all their permits and everything, like reapply
Yeah.
anyways. And if it doesn't go through, though, then on April 1st next year, our lawyers will be filing a class action suit on behalf of all of the people involved who signed up for the MMAR, who've given impact statements and such like this. I know just like a week or two back, a couple weeks ago, our lawyers were just going through all the impact statements that everybody had presented, and were picking out the best ones that they felt to present at their hearing, at their injunction hearing.
Mm-hmm.
And so, if we do file for the class, if we don't get our injunction, and we're going to know within a couple weeks once they file whether or not we get it, usually 2 to 3 weeks. So, like I say, if not, then we'll file this class action suit. Will be filed on April 1st, and it will be probably one of the largest class action suits in recent time in Canada against the government. Like, it's going to be huge. So,
Good.
As is, if you notice right now, even, I mean, marijuana is huge in the news. It's all
I
over
hadn't
the place.
noticed.
One thing we didn't talk about was the headlines about the $1.3 billion or whatever, $13 billion freaking medical marijuana.
1.21 gigawatts.
Oh man, these guys, what a crock
Great
of shitty
Scott.
reporting that's going on out there right now in the media about how the new med pop program's going on. So it's going to be up to us to get out there and write letters. Oh, I can't forget this. Tomorrow is October 1st. Happy October, and
Jesus.
Halloween, my favorite holiday of the year, is coming.
Nice.
But tomorrow we're occupying conservative MPs' offices across the country. This is part of Fight the MMPR. So if you're a medical marijuana user or a grower or a designated grower in this province, you want to do something tomorrow, go down and protest these changes to the MMPR and occupy or protest at a conservative MP's office. And I think I need to go do this tomorrow and probably I'll get my camera. I should go do a little filming.
Which one are we going to go to?
I don't know. We'll have to figure it out because I was going to go to my Lunny's, Glenda, my friend who's been protesting with me, and another good activist, fantastic activist. She said, don't worry, she'll be there at Lunny's office in Nanaimo, and we'll let him know that, don't worry, Mick is still around. He's just off somewhere else doing other work.
Should we bring the chalk and totally do the whole place
Well,
up?
it's probably going to be piss and rain, so that's the problem with that. But I know I'll be bringing marijuana, bags of marijuana. So I like to open those up because they're
They smell
aromatic.
Yes,
They
smell
help.
delicious.
They're really good to help make the place smell better. And I
Yeah.
also have a vape pen, an essential vape pen, so I think I could probably do some vapes.
Oh man, I remember
I
going.
vaped in MP's
for anybody
offices.
who
I don't
doesn't,
give a fucking
yeah.
shit. They can go fuck themselves.
And if you guys aren't familiar, old school pod TVers know about our old run at the conservative offices where we went in and occupied them all for the free mark cause.
for the free Mark, when they took Mark away.
Yeah, when they took Mark away, we decided we were just going to go bust their doors down, and we started at
Occupying.
James Moore's office. And it was, myself, the weed guy, Mark Clokeed, and Jacob Hunter. We went in.
You were
and
rolling weed
We
on
rolled
the
weed on
desk.
his desk, and then that was really well done, and we put the whole thing together, and then we just started doing it everywhere.
Yeah.
So people started taking over all their MP offices, going in, rolling weed in their MP offices. It's public property. You can go into your MP office anytime, and if you're a medical marijuana user, crack your weed out.
And we did another protest. I believe it was a medical protest in my MP's office, Lunny's office. It's up in the Pot TV archives.
Yeah.
I know. And it was how to stand up to bully MPs and cops, or something. I think something like that was the title.
Yes.
And where the RCMP came in, and it was me, Alan, and Glenda, and another girl, and a young child. And basically, they closed the office down because they realized that we said no, we weren't leaving, and we stood up for ourselves. And I mean, I told the cop, I said, listen, I've called your boss, and he's not going to do it. And he was like, oh, what do you mean? I said, I called the Crown Attorney ahead of time, buddy. I went over your head. I told him this week. Oh, well, and we were sitting here being quiet, and they came up with everything like, oh, well, they don't have privacy to deal with people's issues, and like, we're not listening on other people, and we don't have cameras rolling. We're rolling the camera now because the cops are here. So the only people who were being disruptive were the cops.
Yeah.
When they came in, they disrupted the place. We were sitting, until then, we were sitting quietly in the chairs.
Yes.
That was
most of
it.
the time the cops did show up, but usually they were pretty nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, they didn't really cause a lot of problems or anything. But I do remember being in a lot of MPs' offices, and the MPs themselves were always really uncomfortable. So they were always like flustered, running around if they were there.
They aren't happy. The conservative MPs, no. You know, though, you go occupy an NDP office or a Liberal office.
Oh, they don't care. They bring you cookies.
Are you kidding? They want to say, come on, let's go. I'll go buy you lunch. They'll go you can go get them. If he's not too busy, they'll take you out for lunch.
Actually, some
or
of
a
the
cup of
conservative-
coffee, anyways, at least.
Yeah, one of the...
Gets you out of the office, though, right? Yeah,
Nah. Yeah, there were a couple of the conservatives who weren't so bad.
I thought James Moore talked to you guys.
No, Moore wasn't there at the time.
Oh.
You know who was the worst of them was Andrew Saxton.
Where's his office?
His office is in North Vancouver.
Oh, fuck, let's go there tomorrow.
We could go there
Let's go
tomorrow.
there. Let's hit. Oh, if he's
Back
the
to
worst,
Saxton's?
let's go to Saxton's. He hasn't met me yet.
Andy. Now,
Where is he?
Here's the
street?
thing.
Is his office on a street?
it's on the street.
Okay, good, because then we got the sidewalk.
We vandalized his office twice with chalk. So
That's not vandalism.
Well-
That's urban renewal.
we decorated his office twice with chalk. And we wrote big, awesome messages all over it, like huge. And the cops, the second time we did it, they said the third time we do it, they're going to arrest us. They said, if you guys do this again, we're going to arrest you for it. Which I thought was ridiculous. We never ended up pressing them, but that's why I thought maybe we could bring the chalk and...
Well, we can
give it
always
another
bring the
round.
chalk. I mean, we can bring the chalk.
Well, we actually bought the original chalk. Hi, Taylor.
Hi, Jeremiah.
Hi, Sassy.
Who's that?
Taylor
We
here,
bought the
Bacon
original
BC
chalk
girl.
just next door to
Hi,
Saxon's
okay.
office. So there's a
How you
store that
doing?
sells
Where
chalk.
do you think you're going?
Hi,
She wants the
Sassy.
mic.
You want to talk to the mic? Will you sing us a song? She's
Here,
got
have
a
a
beautiful
bong,
singing
Taylor.
voice.
Oh, thank
Have
you.
a rip.
She's got quite a lovely singing voice. That's okay. Yeah. Roo! I love you. I love you. Oh, yes.
So yeah, we should do that. We should go and anyways, we'll find out. We'll figure it out, and I'll film it. I got the cam going on. We always like to film these things. And when I was at Lunny's office, we got, like I say, we filmed it. Part of it was on the GoPro. That was really cool when we filmed it at Lunny's. That's why, because the
Yeah.
GoPro has such a wide field of vision that I was able to hold it just here on my monopod, and it was shot like the whole office. So
We should do it live.
I don't have the GoPro with me, but I've got my
I have the
My,
BlackBerry playbook.
My high def cam.
We could bring the playbook.
We could do the playbook too. We could even have it live on Pot TV. No, that would be because then we're media.
Yeah, we'll do it live.
Yeah, we're here from Pot TV Media.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Look at this little sweetheart here.
Sassy's so awesome.
That dog's pretty
Pot
cool.
block pooch.
I know how much she loves
Sassy
it here.
dog.
She's become quite the. I see her on Instagram.
She's a staple here.
If you tag,
She's
people
always in the
ask where
building.
She is now too. They're like, "Where's the Boston Terrier?" I'm like, Instagram.
She's so sweet.
So we're just oh look, we're after 5 o'clock. We're running late.
Oh, it's after
5:02.
5.
What do
Time
you
to go
know?
in the figure?
Well, did we start right at 4?
What's up, Mr. Murray?
No. I was just wondering if you wanted to end now, or what did you want to do?
Yeah, let's all get the fuck out.
Marius has a date.
No, thank you for the bong rip.
And
I
hey,
have
thanks
to
for
go home and
thanks
work
for
some
coming in
more.
and having a bar rip, and thanks for the great job.
Are
Yeah.
you going with your mom?
Oh,
Bye, ladies.
All right, well, I just want to thank you all for tuning in and watch for us this weekend coming up. I know besides that, there's all this, people got shows I don't even know about. Mr. Marius has a show.
That's right. A half an hour news wrap up, 3 o'clock on Fridays.
Fridays at 3 o'clock for
Take another bong rip.
for half an hour. Yeah, let's do more bong rips. I'm all for it. I just did a little bit of the remnants of one. I need a better one. Help yourself here, dude.
Thank you.
Yeah, Redbeard's asking about the Prairie Cup.
Red-
Yeah, Redbeard, that's what we were talking about at
Yeah,
the
I
beginning
think
of the show.
Redbeard's going to be at the Prairie Cup.
Oh!
He's manning the dab bar or making glass for the dab bar or something to that
Now,
effect.
yeah, I knew he was equipping the dab bar with some special stuff.
I think so.
but I didn't know that he himself was going to be there. That is fantastic.
I hope he's going to be there. And I know.
I think he's going to be there. I think he said so in chat.
Our friend
Dr.
Tamara-
Clone
our
says
friend-
he can't go. That
Who?
Dr. Clone can't go.
Oh, Dr. Clone can't go. Too bad.
Maybe he can clone
Tamara's
himself
gonna be
and
there.
send
Tamara Cartwright, Poultice.
Tamara. Awesome, yeah.
Yeah, she'll be
I love
there.
Tamara. She's awesome.
Other
that's my
activist
lighter.
Tracy Kurt, that is your lighter. He's got mine.
Tracy
over
is, yeah, definitely
there.
gonna be
I
there.
think
That's
Lisa's
great.
coming.
Cool.
Mama Kind. I'm hoping she was there last year. I hope she's coming. She better be coming.
We've been talking about getting a Mama Kind show on Pod TV.
She actually contacted me about that.
Oh,
Asked
yeah?
me for some feedback on that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
we've-
told her to stay the fuck away from you guys. You're poison.
Oh, yeah. You don't. Yeah, of course. This guy. His bread and butter.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You want one of those too? Bam. I was letting you have a bond rip first, but I haven't taken
Thanks.
mine yet.
Well, they're good. I'm doing mine.
Okay. You still looks like you still have some in there from last time.
No, I just refilled this.
There's just a haze on there.
Oh.
It's just condensation. Oh no, you hadn't cleared. Whew. Ancient.
Okay, let's do this,
puppies.
Simo. Yeah, ready.
Go now.
You guys go for it. I'll take mine second. Need a third lighter here. Thank you.
All right. Well, once again, I'll remind you, if you can, and you're in BC and you can, register to become a canvasser. sensiblebc.ca. We can do this. Let's at least make a good showing of it and kick some
Yep.
ass and send a strong message.
And if you're not registered to vote, go to electionsbc.ca and register to vote.
Yep, and or you can look it up in the phone book. It's a toll-free number, and do it over the phone. They'll take your information.
Cool.
So yeah, you can give them a call that way. Do that as well. We got weed. You're looking to see now. He's showing the recreational side. And so yeah, cultivate your freedom and watch for us this weekend live from the Prairie Cup.
Oh yeah.
Me and Jeremiah will be there kicking it with our good friend Matt Murnaugh. Thanks for calling in today, Matt. Too bad your phone died.
That's right.
Anyways,
Yeah, this was a
but
good.
we'll Skype you.
Vancouver
We'll
edition.
Skype you probably tomorrow during the morning or something. We'll give you a text you and we'll set up a Skype from your place in the morning. Skype them and that way we can.
Yeah,
just
we gotta get a
talk
meeting
about our
in there.
shit. It'll be easier
you go.
than you and me in one spot. It's a single connection.
That's right.
All right.
We could
So
each have
in-
our own screen if we really wanted to.
Yeah, I've got my computer with me. I could be.
I'm just joking.
All right. Anyway,
I want 2 screens.
We're high now. That was it. Oh, and I want to thank the boys for bringing us edibles. We had, what did we have? Pumpkin cake. I had pumpkin cake, and then I had some hash.
Oh yeah, no
bubble
wonder I'm
hash
so
tea.
high right now.
So I'm kind
I
of
wondered
buzzed.
why
Yeah,
I was
that's
so.
why you're high.
I forgot that I ate that damn infused
Yeah, we ate
pumpkin
all that
cake.
pumpkin
or whatever.
cake.
Yeah, man, it's
Forgot
pumpkin
about
bread
that.
actually. It's like a banana bread, but it's pumpkin, and holy shit, is it delicious!
And
But
potent
it's
as
super
fuck.
potent. Yeah, according to Al the Alchemist, he said be careful with it. I already had eaten more than half of it before.
He's eating it before he even knows.
I didn't even
He's
realize
like,
that it
"Hey,
was
Jeremy,
infused.
I
It
had
didn't
like a
taste
small. I had
green.
like a small piece. I'm like,
I didn't
I'm buzzing right
realize.
along.
No wonder I'm so damn high. Well, now I'm happy.
All right. So hey, thanks again, once again, for tuning in. Cultivate your freedom. We'll see you later on this week. Till then, check out all the shows on Pod TV, and what can I tell you? Go down to Vapor Central and tell them I said hi if you're in Toronto.
Yeah. Big ups to Vapor Central. Peace, Pod TV.
We're out. I'm leaving.